In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on November 25th, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Orlando Magic versus Charlotte Hornets. The Orlando Magic are set to face off against the Charlotte Hornets at the Spectrum Center on Friday evening in an early season NBA matchup. The Magic currently sit in 3rd place in the Eastern Conference standings, boasting an impressive 11-7 record. They are riding a 2-game winning streak, with their most recent victory being a solid 111-100 triumph at home against the Detroit Pistons last Saturday. On the other hand, the Charlotte Hornets occupy 11th place in the East with a 6-10 record. They are coming off a tough 125-119 road loss to the Milwaukee Bucks, also on Saturday. This matchup marks the second of 4 meetings between these two teams this season. The Magic dominated the first encounter, securing a decisive 114-89 win at home on November 12th. Orlando continues to navigate injuries as standout forward Paolo Banchero remains sidelined, and Wendell Carter Jr. is listed as questionable for this game. Meanwhile, the Hornets are dealing with their own absences, including Grant Williams and Trey Mann. The Magic's prior victory over the Hornets earlier this season showcased their dominance on the boards and superior ball control, as Charlotte committed twice as many turnovers. Even with key players missing, Orlando's offense proved more efficient in that matchup. The Magic appear to be a particularly challenging opponent for the injury-plagued Hornets, and the circumstances do not seem favorable for Charlotte in this rematch. Orlando's offensive approach is expected to capitalize at the free throw line, while their defense is likely to limit Charlotte's opportunities for open 3-point shots. Statistically, the contrast between the two teams is significant. Orlando ranks 9th in the NBA with a net rating of 4.4, while Charlotte lags behind at 22nd with a net rating of -4.4. Recent defensive performances further highlight this disparity. The Magic have allowed just 101 points per game over their last 5 contests, whereas the Hornets have given up a staggering 122.5 points per game in their last 4 outings. Despite missing their leading scorer, the Magic have been among the hottest teams in the league. Their confidence is buoyed by their commanding win over the Pistons on Saturday. Conversely, the Hornets have struggled, winning only 2 of their last 7 games. It's worth noting that LaMelo Ball has delivered exceptional performances, including a 50-point explosion in his most recent outing, but his efforts have not been enough to turn Charlotte's fortunes around. While the Hornets have been competitive and managed to cover the spread in 7 of their last 10 games, their overall struggles persist. LaMelo Ball has been a bright spot for Charlotte, but the team has not received sufficient contributions to capitalize on his performances. Meanwhile, the Magic have consistently excelled, going 8-2 straight up and against the spread in their last 10 games. Their recent 114-89 victory over Charlotte further underscores their depth and balance on both ends of the court. Given the circumstances, the Orlando Magic to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Offensively, both teams have been scoring effectively in recent games. Over their last 5 contests, the Magic have averaged 106 points per game, while the Hornets have been even more productive, averaging 118 points over their last 4 outings. Additionally, both teams have excelled in creating second-chance opportunities. The Magic rank 16th in the NBA with 10.5 offensive rebounds per game, and the Hornets are 6th with an impressive 12.9 offensive rebounds per game. With both teams capable of generating high-scoring games and maintaining offensive efficiency, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Toronto Raptors versus Detroit Pistons. The NBA is back in action on Monday with a packed schedule of 9 games, including an intriguing Eastern Conference matchup between the Toronto Raptors, who are struggling with a 4-13 record, and the Detroit Pistons, who stand at 7-11. This game has the potential to be a pivotal contest for both teams as they navigate their respective challenges early in the season. The Raptors are dealing with ongoing absences, as Emmanuel Quickley and Kelly Olynyk remain sidelined, while the Pistons are missing star players player Cade Cunningham. However, Cunningham's status is a significant uncertainty for this game. As of now, he is listed as questionable due to a hip injury, and his availability could have a major impact on the game's betting spread. If Cunningham is cleared to play, the spread is expected to shift in Detroit's favor. If he remains out, the line could move toward Toronto. Despite this uncertainty, my stance on this game remains the same regardless of Cunningham's status. The Toronto Raptors have been abysmal on the road this season, posting a winless 0-9 record with an average margin of defeat of -10 points. Compounding their struggles, they are playing on the second night of a back-to-back, where they have gone 1-3 straight up, with an average margin of defeat of -8 points. While the Raptors are a respectable 11-6 against the spread overall this season, their road woes and fatigue from consecutive games make them an unattractive pick. On the other hand, the Detroit Pistons are rested, playing at home, and in need of wins like these to remain in playoff contention. The Pistons defeated the Raptors on the road less than 2 weeks ago, and this situation seems favorable for a repeat performance. Therefore, the Detroit Pistons to win and cover the spread as favored is our full game side pick. One of the primary concerns for the Raptors in this game is their offensive production. Toronto ranks 16th in raw points per game, averaging 113.2. However, that number drops to 109.3 when they play on the road. Both teams are also among the league's least efficient offenses. Detroit ranks 24th in offensive efficiency, managing just 107.8 points per 100 possessions, while Toronto ranks 21st with 108 points per 100 possessions. In terms of pace, the Raptors rank 7th with 102.2 possessions per game, while the Pistons are one of the slowest teams, sitting at 28th with 97.4 possessions per game. When these two teams faced off in Toronto on November 15th, the Pistons emerged victorious in a low-scoring 99-95 game. Defensively, the Pistons excel in limiting their opponents, ranking 9th in opponent effective field goal percentage. They thrive in slower, low-scoring games, ranking 26th in pace. Meanwhile, the Raptors are dealing with injuries and fatigue, as they will not have any rest days between games. Although Detroit occasionally struggles with turnovers, they should have improved ball security in this matchup, especially if Cunningham plays and provides steady leadership. Historically, low-scoring games have been a trend for the Pistons, with the under hitting in 36 of their last 58 games, providing a solid return on investment. With both teams struggling offensively and the Pistons preferring a slower tempo, another low-scoring contest is likely. Therefore, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New Orleans Pelicans versus Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers are set to face off against the New Orleans Pelicans on Monday evening. This game will see both teams looking to bounce back from recent losses, with the Pelicans coming off a defeat to the Golden State Warriors and the Pacers falling short against the Milwaukee Bucks. Each side will be eager to regain momentum and secure a much-needed win. The Pelicans are currently dealing with a host of injuries that have sidelined key players, including Zion Williamson, CJ McCollum, and DeJounte Murray. Similarly, the Pacers are not at full strength, as Andrew Nembhard, Isaiah Jackson, and Ben Shepherd remain unavailable. These absences could heavily influence the game's dynamics, as both teams will rely on their depth to fill the gaps left by their star players. The Indiana Pacers have established themselves as one of the league's most efficient offensive units, largely due to their depth and versatility in scoring. Stand-up performances from players like Tyrese Halliburton have created significant mismatches, and the productivity of their bench has ensured they maintain momentum even when their starters take a breather. On the other hand, the Pelicans may struggle to contain Indiana's high-octane, fast-paced style of play, particularly with their key defensive contributors out of the lineup or mismatched against the Pacers' speed and precision. While it's difficult to have full confidence in either team given their recent struggles, the Pelicans' injury woes make them a tough team to back. Despite Indiana's defensive shortcomings and inconsistency, the Pelicans are currently the most injury-riddled team in the league, with a disappointing 5-12 record against the spread this season. The absence of McCollum, Murray, Williamson, Alvarado, and Jones severely limits their ability to compete, even though they managed to secure a win against the Pacers earlier this month. Given the circumstances, this game presents an opportunity for the Pacers to capitalize on their opponent's depleted roster and secure a win. Indiana hasn't consistently performed at its best this season, and Halliburton has yet to replicate his dominance from last year. However, with the Pelicans missing nearly all of their top players, the Pacers should have the upper hand, especially on their home court. The keyword here is should. Therefore, the Indiana Pacers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. As for the total, this game is likely to surpass the projected over due to the fast-paced nature of both teams and the Pacers' exceptional ball distribution. Indiana thrives in an up-tempo style of play, with Halliburton orchestrating a highly efficient offense that generates numerous scoring opportunities. Their unselfish approach fosters quick and effective ball movement, creating open looks for shooters on the perimeter and driving lanes for interior scorers. While the Pelicans often operate in half-court sets, they have the capability to increase the tempo when necessary, particularly with Brandon Ingram leading transition plays. With both teams possessing the ability to score efficiently and a high-tempo game anticipated, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.